start with injury stuff. What is an update on Pat and what he's looking at here in the next day and couple weeks?
Yeah, he's going to have surgery. I think some of the details of the surgery are still kind of being worked out, and we'll know more after that. But he's in the process and figuring out surgery on his hand.
Okay. Is there? There is a report out there. Is there an expectation or hope that he'll at least be back with you guys by the end of the year?
Yes.
Or the regular season, I should say.
Yes.
Okay. Obviously, in the meantime, it shortens you up a little bit. You went from 8 or 9 wings to just a handful. So has that been part of the last couple of days? Is just figuring out who can go where or play with whom for you here in the short term? At least going into the break on the wings.
A little bit, but I think Jordan is somebody that's really shown that he can help us and can be a contributor, and Wes will probably get a little more minutes, and just Grace and Chris, Drew, figuring out mixing those guys up. Giannis's versatility, now having Ibaka with us, Serge, is going to help us, and so some thought into it. But then there's also you just got to the next guy up's got to be ready and continue to do the things that when we've been at our best we need to do more of.
Kind of a bigger picture. I know a week or so ago you were asked about the East being kind of muddied up and clouded, and I know that you don't, at least last year, you didn't really think about seeding or anything, but would it be fair to say you would not want to be in the play-in scenario, right? I know seeding isn't a thing, but I would imagine, right, is this last 20 games, being only 3 games out of the 7th spot, I'm guessing that's something you don't want to trend to, in this last 20-25 games seeding-wise.
Yeah, for the ultimate standings contrarian, it's probably fair to say that I do not want to be in the play-in game. Yes, that's fair.
Okay, so I guess going forward then, is that just, not that it's a focus, but would that be something at least that I don't know if you talk about it, but just something going forward that it's okay, let's not just play and peak at the right time, but also, maybe a little bit of thought of not have that kind of happen as you guys wind things down here.
Yeah, my brain just doesn't really work that way and coach that way, and I'm not BSing you guys. It's just if we're playing and handling each day and every opportunity the way we should be, then that's the results that you should get. If we're trending towards the play-in game, that means we're doing the wrong things each day. Talking about the play-in tournament or things like that, it's just, we don't talk about finishing first, we don't talk about finishing 7th. We just talk about what we do each day and each game and each opportunity, and it doesn't really change.
Thank
you. Eric?
I believe Serge got in yesterday and was able to practice today. Just what was it like to see him on the floor and kind of, in some ways, attempt to get him up to speed a little bit?
Yeah, no, it's great to see a guy like Serge Ibaka come through the door and be with the team. Just feel like he's just been such a winner throughout his career, and just feel like he's going to bring some things to our team that are invaluable with his defense, with his rebounding, shot blocking, ability to space the floor and make threes, play around the rim and finish in the paint, floaters. I think, really something that's much needed, and we're excited about adding him to the group.
I guess with him, I think defense and kind of filling in as a role player offensively is kind of what he does. Bobby's always been a more volatile scorer where he can really just go out there and fill it up. Is there some thought of maybe Serge starts and Bobby starts to come off the bench again in a role that he was so good last year, or kind of what does that thought process look like about the right way to kind of put things?
No, it's right now we're probably in the phase of just processing that we were fortunate enough to add Serge, and very, very happy with Bobby, the role, his fit, including with the starters as a starter. So no, there's really no thought to that. You get 10, 20 games in, everything's on the table, but I don't foresee significant changes like that. But everybody's here just to try to figure out the best ways to win games and play well for 48 minutes, and the combinations on the court and things like that. But that's really not part of the mindset, certainly now.
Offensively, you guys obviously had a great road trip. I'm curious defensively, kind of what you thought. I know sometimes it can get out of whack when you score so many points that maybe you can't get a good gauge on kind of where the defense is.
Yeah, no, I think the other, Phoenix obviously stands out as a team that executes, really, really well offensively, and we need to be better than we were against Phoenix. If you're just a half a step off, you're half a step in the wrong direction. They as a group, Monty does a great job. Chris Paul as a point guard. So I think we need to be better than we were, Thursday. You look back on, I think it's, Tuesday, Sunday, Saturday, a lot of good stuff. Feel like we're, working and improving, and, but then, a little bit of a, just a message that, we always got to keep getting better from the game finish the trip.
Nwora?
Hey, Coach, I've got two quick ones for you. We haven't talked to Serge yet, but I feel like every time someone new comes to the team, they talk about the fact that, like, the culture seems like it's established. I know you don't necessarily like that word. I was trying to find a synonym, but just the group is established, and I just want to play whatever role they need me to play. What does that say about the core that's been put together, both on the court and the players, but also off the court with the coaches and support staff?
Yeah, I think it's something, most organizations, that's maybe, where you want to get to. That's a goal that you're a place where, players want to play and they feel like they can come in and fit in. And really fit in means, doing anything it takes to win. When players are talking about winning and winning at a high level and joining that kind of team and that kind of locker room, it's just a good sign organizationally that you've got great players leading the way, a front office that's leading the way, and, support staff, medical staff, coaching staff, that we're just all trying to do our best and put the players in their best position to win and succeed.
Going back to Pat, historically, when someone goes out and there's players that have to fill that minute void, you encourage them, like, hey, don't try to beat Pat, whether it's a starter or a reserve, like, don't try to be that person, just play your game. How much are you continuing to preach that, whether it's Jordan, whoever may take that minute load for now?
Yeah, no, it's pretty consistent. These guys just need to be themselves and understand all the things that go into winning, and, I think that's probably to say, what does Pat do? He does so many little things that help us win, and so, can each of you, you do the little things, and remember, the V-backs, the contests, the rebounding, all those kinds of things, and be yourself offensively. So it's hopefully we're in a good place to play without whoever, if someone's missing.
Jamal?
Yeah, just kind of on that note, with losing Pat the same day you guys trade out Dante, do you feel like that there is a need there that you guys would want to sort of go out and address some kind of insurance on the buyout market or so? And how do you see that landscape playing out for y'all?
Well, we do have a couple of roster spots that I think were intentional. Certainly couldn't have predicted or known, that we'd take an injury, the night of the trade. But I think with or without the injury, we feel like we've got a great opportunity to, see what players are available, see how we can complement the roster that we have currently, and just continue to put together the best, most versatile team that we can. And John and his group are just, they're relentless in that effort and that pursuit, and feel incredibly, fortunate to have John and those guys just working the phones, working every angle. To just kind of continue to build the roster.
And then a quick just check-in on Brook. I know you was talking about what him getting checked in LA, but anything now with y'all being back in Milwaukee, will he be able to ramp up or change anything, or you guys still status quo with him?
I would say there's probably just a very subtle and incremental progression, that he's going through, and there hasn't been any, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or anything like that. So I think I'm hesitant to say status quo because we feel like he is making progress. It's very, it's incremental. There's a process. He's got to, kind of check all the boxes, and he's doing that. So, as far as a more definitive kind of from the doctor's appointment, I don't have anything more besides, he's making good incremental, slow, steady progress.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep.
Andrew?
Hey, Mike, you guys went through quite a bit of adversity early in the year. Guys injured, guys out, and the line at that time was it's going to help us down the road. And it seems like this is one of those times that what you went through can help you down the road. Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah, we've had lots of different guys that have had opportunities to play. Adding Wes, is another one that. I think because everything we went through, you end up with a guy like Wes Matthews who we feel can help us. We talked about Jordan a little bit earlier in the call. Now getting Serge and just being adaptable. And, if someone else is missing, then we got to find a way to still play good basketball both ends of the court. And I think the guys are prepared and ready to take on all the challenges.
All right, thanks, bud.
All right, thank you guys.